You know what I hear from parents all the time? I just want to help my teen, but everything I try either backfires or make things worse. And if that sounds just like you, first of all, take a breath. You're not doing anything wrong as a parent. You're just trying to support a brain and a body that are communicating in a completely different way right now. So in this video, I'm going to explain exactly what teens with FND actually need from their parent during recovery. What helps, what doesn't, and how your calm presence becomes one of the most powerful tools for healing for your child. And if you find this kind of video helpful already, please hit like and subscribe because I share new videos every week to help families move from confusion to clarity and from fear to function. And it also tells YouTube this awareness is important to spread. So let's go. Hi, my name is Dr. Lee. I'm a pediatric health psychologist and the founder of Teen FND Academy, which is an online coaching program to help teens with FND and their parents just like you to get their lives back. I do this work because I believe recovery from FND is 1000% possible. I've seen it one too many times. So speaking of FND, let's start with what's really going on. FND, or functional neurological disorder, is a real brain-based diagnosis caused by this two-way miscommunication between the brain and the body. That means the brain senses mixed signals and messages to the body, and the body senses confusing messages back to the brain. Neither side is broken. They're fine. They're just trying to protect your teen from perceived danger even when nothing dangerous is happening. No, your teen is not making things up. It is real and it's not just psychological. So when symptoms appear, whether it's tremors, weakness, or shutdown, whatever else it is not attention seeking. It is the brain doing its best to protect in the wrong way. And that protection can be retrained. So that's the good news. So here is what does not help, even if it comes from love. Parents, here we go. When parents see their teen struggling, every instinct screams, help them, fix it, stop the suffering. What's wrong with that? Well, nothing wrong. But sometimes that help sends the wrong message to the brain, especially when it comes to FND. It actually reinforces danger because every time you rush in to rescue, the brain learns, see, I cannot handle this on my own. Someone else has to keep me safe. That's exactly what's going on with your teen's brain. That is how the nervous system stays stuck in this protection mode in an endless vicious cycle. And I'm just saying, this is not your fault. You're just not sure exactly what to do with FND. And sometimes this part can be uncomfortable here, but it is really powerful. The psychologist Alfred Adler once said, there is a certain sweetness in misfortune, and one can feel special because of it. This does not mean your teen wants to suffer, but it does mean that when life starts to evolve and revolve around symptoms, all the attention, the concern, the urgency, their brain can begin to associate misfortune with significance. And that is not manipulation. It is called conditioning. And that way out is not punishment or guilt. It is retraining the brain to find significance in strengths, not struggle. And so here is what does help. FND recovery requires calm repetition, safety, and independence. And parents play a huge role in creating that environment. And here are 3 things that makes a big difference. Are you ready? Make sure to write it down. Number 1, stay calm when it's hard. So when symptoms show up, your teen's brain is literally scanning for safety, and your nervous system, whether you like it or not, is the loudest signal in the room. So if you panic, the brain, teen's brain, interprets it as danger. But if you stay calm, the brain starts to relax and rewire. That doesn't mean you ignore what's happening. It means you regulate yourself first, like put the seatbelt on first, so your presence communicates safety before you can even say any words in that moment. Number 2, focus on function, not symptoms. Every time you measure measure recovery by whether symptoms appeared, I guarantee you everyone loses. Progress is not about having a perfect day. It is about regaining control and function. That's why we don't measure the progress by the absence of symptoms. So celebrate what your teen can do today. So maybe that means they stood for a little bit longer, ate a meal sitting up, maybe walked to the car, maybe went back to school part-time. That is a progress. Everything is progress. So when you celebrate function instead of perfection, you are literally shifting the focus from fear to growth. Number 3, empower instead of overhelp. Now, your teen's brain learns by doing, not by being rescued. So if they can try something, let them, even if it's uncomfortable for you or even if they make a mistake. That's the key, because your job is not to remove all struggles. That's not possible. It is to make sure that struggle happens in a safe, supported environment to a certain degree. So say something like this: I know this feels hard, but I believe you can handle this. Or I know you can get through this time. So these sentences build more recovery momentum than any rescue could ever do. And let me give you a real example. I worked with a family whose teen would collapse every time she tried to walk more than just a few steps. So her parents used to rush over and held her up and or help her back to the couch because they were worried. And every time that happened, her brain got the same message: I cannot do this on my own. I cannot do this. There's nothing I can do. However, when they came to my program, once the parents learned to stay close, stay calm, but let her try, then everything changed. They didn't stop supporting, they just changed how they supported. So they kept supporting, but in a right way. And guess what? Within weeks, her brain started trusting her own movement again. And then today, she's walking no problem. And that is how powerful calm consistency can be for you as well. So here's the takeaway. FND recovery is not just about the teen's brain retraining. It is about the family's nervous system retraining too. That's why I work with teens and their parents. And when parents stay calm, focused on the function, and empower instead of rescue, they create this safety and repetition the brain needs to change. And that's really what is happening. And that's how families stop walking on eggshells and start walking towards recovery together as a team. So if this video helped you see your role as a parent and then your teen as a more clearly, and you want a structured plan to help your teen retrain their brain and body, watch the free training I linked in the description box below. In that video, I'll walk you through exactly how we help teens and parents inside Teen FND Academy, the same framework that helps families rebuild communication, restore function, and more importantly, get their life back. You're going to see how to find out if your teen qualifies to work directly with me or my team. So click the link below, watch the training, and take your next step towards recovery with structure, skill, and calm confidence, because you can do this. Remember, you are not broken. Your brain and body can relearn how to work together, and you can do this together. Thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you in the next video.